This is my plan to make more money in 2024 than I have in any other year in my career as a music producer. Hi, I'm Beautiful Beats. I'm a music producer. If you didn't know, I use this channel basically just give all the advice I can, give my strategies, what I'm currently doing to make money as a producer and to grow as a producer. So let's get into it. If you've seen my last couple of videos, I've shown you guys how I went from 0 to 500,000 monthly listeners on Spotify. I'm currently sitting at like 800,000 plus monthly listeners on Spotify. I also broke down how much Spotify actually pays me for all of those streams every month. Now, I'm currently making around like $4,000 to $5,000 a month from my streams on Spotify, which most of last year, I didn't even make any money off Spotify. But I've been recently putting out a lot of music, collabing with artists. I release a song every single week, which may seem like a lot to you guys, but as a music producer, I'm sure a lot of you can crank out beats, right? It's not hard for us to make a beat. So I have a lot of artists that I work with that I've built up connections with over time. I send them beats, they make songs. I don't charge them for the beats anymore, right? I actually never really charge these artists for beats. I've always just been like, hey, let's split this song 50-50, or let's split this song 30-30-30 with all three of these artists. So that's what I've been doing and just collecting royalties. And as I've grown on social media, they've grown on Spotify, and it's really become beneficial. The passive income from Spotify has been some of the most consistent revenue I've ever gotten as a music producer and even as a producer influencer and doing content on social media. The return on my time is pretty crazy. 4 songs a month may seem like a lot, but the artists I work with, one, they work pretty fast, which is nice, but we also make pretty short songs. So it's not like we're overthinking it and, oh, this part of the song needs to be like this. We are pretty much all about efficiency. Now, I'm not saying we don't put time into the songs, right? I still love to make music. We still sit down, we write, we produce, but we really do not overcomplicate or overthink the process. Like if we're hung up on one word, it's like, oh man, I don't like this lyric in the song. And then we'll just be like, is it really gonna make that big of a difference? No, okay, let's move on. So I think that efficiency piece doesn't come from we don't care about the music, it comes from not overthinking it. So with that being said, a big part of my plan this year is to continue to grow my arsenal of artists that I work with. If I don't have a drop for maybe the next couple weeks, I want to have like 7 different artists I can reach out to and be like, hey man, you want to make a song this week? Like let's get one done and let's release it on March 12th or whatever it is, right? That's one of my goals this year, which I think would be really valuable for you guys. Find artists that you like that are maybe on the same level as you, reach out to them, build relationships. I know it's not glamorous at first when like maybe you both don't have a lot of people listening to your music and you're not getting paid for the beats, but I promise you in the long run, if you believe in the artist, that's key. If you really think they're talented, grow with them, right? If you don't think they're talented and you really don't believe them, don't waste your time. I'm gonna be honest. I've spent a lot of time working with artists that I was like, man, I just don't know if this guy's got it. And then, you know, it's kind of unfulfilling. But if you're really on the same page with somebody, grow with them. So with all this being said, I plan on doubling down with this even more. So if you don't follow me on Instagram, I make these samples, right, for all artists and all producers to use. They're free to download, but they're not royalty free. And they've actually been going pretty viral, getting a lot of views and getting a lot of people using them. So with these samples, one, it's a great way for me to collab with anybody who wants to collab with me, right? They can use the sample as long as they give me, you know, like 10 or 15% of the sample, like the song that is being put out, then I'm cool with it. But it's also getting traction by a lot of bigger artists, which is great. But this is where it gets interesting and maybe could be interesting for some of you guys. If you make samples and you think they like do well, put out 1 minute songs or 1 minute 15-second songs of just beats, right? Or just like EDM tracks or just like lo-fi beats, along with the songs you're putting out with artists. Now I'm putting out 52 songs a year that I own 100% of. I'm gonna turn those samples into songs that people can listen to. So instead of putting only 52 songs a year out with artists that I own like, you know, 30 to 40% of, I'm gonna be putting out another 52 songs, which is not hard to do. I'm turning a sample that I already made into a 1 minute and 15-second song. Arrange it out, add some drums, add what you like, but I'm gonna own 100% of that and double down on the streaming revenue. Now, I've been making samples for years and it's easy for me to be like, oh, I'm gonna turn my samples into songs because they're doing well. I've made a ton of samples, but I do think there is a ton of value in making samples and putting them out online. I've gotten in contact with crazy big artists, been seen by crazy big producers, and have just like made a lot of social media presence on my samples going kind of viral. So definitely put out samples. I think that's a great way. You can sell sample packs. There's so many things you can do off of that. Real quick, shameless plug, I do have a social media course for music producers and musicians. It's basically all the social media knowledge I've ever acquired in the last 6 years of posting on social media. It shows you lighting, filming, editing, whatever. It comes with a Discord for you to send your content in for me to look at. It comes with a bunch of sample packs, a posting schedule. It's a great course, I promise. It'll get you from nothing to something if you're trying to get yourself out there on social media. All the opportunities I've ever gotten have come from social media. So I'll leave that course down in the description below. Definitely check it out. Moving on, like I said, these samples are a great play for me too, because they're going to get me in contact with big artists. Having a placement is the one thing that I have not done yet. I've worked with some of the biggest companies in the world. I've gotten views, I've gotten this, I put out my own music, but I've never worked with a major artist and put out a song with a major artist. So that's one of my biggest goals. Now, I want to address something. A lot of people love to say about these short songs that I'm putting out are like, oh, it's not music, da 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 da. It's not, you're not really making music. It's not art anymore. Understand something. If you're a music producer or you're a musician or an artist, just because something is done efficiently or in the best interest of you making money does not mean it's not art. I put so much time into these samples. I sing, I write the lyrics that I'm singing in the samples. I arrange it, I mix it. It's still art. Don't worry about those types of comments. Put out what you want to put out. Promise it'll be beneficial to you. That's all I got. That's really my plan, is to double down on Spotify this year. I really think you guys should be tapping into it. It's a long-term play, but it's really going to pay out and make your payouts way more consistent. I personally would rather have consistent money coming in than me wait, to do sell 3 exclusive beats a month and hope people come to buy. Song revenue has been really consistent. Definitely try to do that. That's my plan. That's really my plan for all of 2024. Release a ton of songs, continue to do what I do as an influencer and all that stuff. But yeah, that's my plan, guys. I wanted to share that with you. I just want these videos to be just me talking to you guys about what I'm doing. And if you can take any knowledge or any piece of advice and implement it into what you do and find success with it, that's great. So hopefully this helped. Let me know down in the comments if there's something you want me to talk about. If there's something you don't think I'm sharing that you want me to share, please do. And yeah, hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Peace.